All right, let's find the discriminant of this quadratic. So remember that comes from the quadratic formula, but the discriminant is just the part underneath the radical. It's the b squared minus 4ac. So just the part under the radical in that big quadratic formula that you've seen. So first you got to make sure it's set equal to 0, your equation. So we're good there. And then remember it's in standard form A, B, and C, and A is just the number in front of the x squared term. In this case, it's a k, but whatever your variable squared. So A is -1. B is the number in front of the x term, in this case, the k term. So B is -8 and C is 9. Okay, so set equal to 0. And then make sure you're in standard form, figure out your ABC so that you can just plug in. You're going to substitute values. So b squared, so -8 squared minus 4 times a times c. A is -1, c is 9. All right, so 64. Negative times negative is positive. If you are not in charge of your calculator and don't put the parentheses, you're probably going to get -64. So don't do that. You know that negative times negative is positive. -4 times -1, negative times negative again, +4 times 9, 4 times 9 is 36. 36 plus 64 is 100. So the discriminant is 100. So that's the value of the discriminant. But so what, right? What does that mean? Explain what this tells you about the equation. Well, with discriminant, you either have a positive, you have negative numbers, or your discriminant could be 0. Okay, so if you have a positive number, what does that mean? It means that there are going to be two real solutions. Two real solutions. Your solutions could be integers like 4 and -3, or they could be decimals or fractions, or they could have square roots in them, but they're real solutions. If it's a negative number, that means you have no real solutions. Instead, you have two complex solutions or imaginary solutions. Because think about it. Remember how I said this is the part underneath the square root, the radical. So if your answer is a negative, you're finding the square root of a negative number. Well, that's an imaginary number. You can't really get the square root of a negative, so no real solutions. And then 0 means that you're going to have exactly one real solution in that case. And so if you get 0, it just means you have one real solution. And if you're needing to understand what those solutions mean, that's more to me, that's understanding the characteristics of a quadratic equation or the characteristics of a quadratic graph. And so that's kind of the thing that you would want to search for if you're looking for that. All right. I hope this was helpful. See you next time.